Guys, welcome back to my channel, and today we are going to be making a display board. If you're wondering what a display board is, it's a board where you put stuff and then it's really cool when you display it. So what we're going to be doing is a cute little home decor. Let's get right to it. So the first thing you will be needing for this little DIY is a board. I will tell you the measurements later, but here is how my board looks, and yeah. Next up, we have some paint. I have this green paint. It's called grass green right there, and we have this blue paint, bright blue, and I will link these also in the description below so you guys can check them out. We also have this metallic blue, ice blue. Yeah, that's the name, and we are going to be using that. So next up, what we will be needing is some brushes. I'm using that light brown brush right there, if you can see, but yeah, that's what I'm going to be using, but you guys can use any other brush you have. So let's get started. Here we have the board, my palette, and I'm going to be pouring some blue paint and all those paints I mentioned, and we're going to mix them up to create this nice aqua color. So as you can see, I don't have much metallic paint, but I'm just using the leftovers, but you guys can use as much as you want, but it just gets a nice touch, so I wanted to include it. So I'm using this flat brush, as you guys can see, and the color is turning out great. So I'm just gonna like carefully paint it from left to right, and after that we're gonna add some decorations so it looks really nice. You guys can like also use this as a shelf and maybe like hammer it somewhere, and it looks really nice. If you like put it on the shelf, it's probably good. And then you can use it to like display your something you made. Yeah. We're just gonna put some spices on them, so like to display, not really display, to like so it's easier to use, and it also looks nice at the same time. As you can see, the color is sometimes changing. That's because I had to put the paint in again because my paint ran out, and then I have to make the color again on my palette, but it's not that different. I don't think I started making the new color yet, and now I was like at the end of scraping the paint. I wasn't giving it a second coat because the paint was pretty thick and it stayed on pretty long, and it actually looked pretty nice without a second coat because I didn't want it to be really bright. So that's what I did. I think I'm making the second color right now. Yeah. I made the second color, and look, it's a bit brighter and lighter. So I just did the whole thing over again, but I just gave it a little more paint on the one that I already painted. So it's kind of like a second coat, so it all looked like the same color, and we wouldn't see any different types of colors in there. I didn't paint the edges. I painted some of the edges, but not all of the edges. But you guys can paint all the edges if you're like putting it as a shelf, because or else it won't look nice. But we're just putting it on a table, so it doesn't really matter. But oh yeah, you should paint it on the bottom, but we didn't do that. As I said before, we are putting it on a table, so it doesn't matter for the behind part. So yeah, I was about done, and now what we're going to do is get any paint marker you have. I used a light blue paint marker. I'm not there yet, but this is just a heads up. I'm currently painting the edges, and for the paint marker we used, let me see, an acrylic painter, and I'm not sure what it's called, but I'll put it on the description. So here is the paint marker. If you're wondering how it looks, this is it, and the color is pretty similar to the board, which was pretty lucky, but I wanted to make it white, but I didn't have that color, but this one was good enough, and we were just making some dots on the border. We're only doing the bottom and the top, not the sides, because we're going to do something different for that. I didn't make all of the circles perfect, as you can see. It really didn't matter to me that much, but if you want it to be perfect, you should do that. So I was done with the bottom border, and I'm ready to do the top. So I finished the top, and now I'm gonna give a second coat to the bottom part because it was a bit too light and it didn't really show that much, so the second coat will really help and it'll look more like brighter color because the board is pretty dark, and then we'll have like a lighter color to have some contrast. So I'm giving the bottom and the top border a second coat. So here we have washi tape. I'm going to be using this striped washi tape. It's like this light green color with this darker green color, and it's kind of suited the look. And I'm going to give those to the sides of the board so it would look really nice. So here we have the finished look. So here is how we displayed it. It looks really nice, and I'm really excited to use it. If you guys like this video, don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Bye!